I'm Master Sergeant Bryant Ward, and I'm an AMT. An AMT's role here at the Air Force Academy is basically a combination of things. It is a first sergeant to the cadets, it's a counselor, it's a mentor, it's a guide of sort, and you pretty much interact within the cadets' lives to help them facilitate whatever it is that they might need. Coming from the cop career field, it's very high deployment rate. The AMT, you have to go on a special duty on an AFPC, and you have to click the button. Once you click the button, there's a resume, there's a process, and it's quite intensive. You have to get an IQ test, you have to get a psychological eval, you have to give your PT test, you have to take photographs of yourself in uniform at different angles. It's a requirement to have NCOA school already accomplished. Your CCAF is part of the requirement. And once you get all this stuff in, and there's a panel and there's a board, you get your orders. And if you get accepted, you come here, and then there is currently a 3-week AMT course. I think all the AMTs here that are selected, which they are all hand selected, think it's a very big privilege to come here. The attitude of the AMTs here is to teach cadets who are in a position of leadership so that they can interact with their subordinates as cadets, and they can learn from their mistakes and learn how to lead. I think one of the biggest things that impressed me since being here is that how smart these kids are. And they come here from various backgrounds and various places across the nation and world, and how they take all the stress level, which was purposely put on them, and they're able to deal with that. I think the product at the end has proven that this institution is a place that we provide some of the best leaders in the world. I think it's sometimes we forget that the cadets are young college students. So like any other college student coming from high school, a story that comes to mind is we do things called spirit missions. And in a particular spirit mission, during Navy Week, the cadets sometimes play pranks, which is what the spirit mission actually is. And we had a Navy cadet that was temporarily in our squad for the semester. They took his entire bed and all of his clothing out of his room, reconfigured all of that back out on a T-zone, and his drawers where his clothes previously were, they had lined them with garbage bags and filled it with water and put fish inside of it. I think some of the common things like haircuts, and young people are very proud and sacred of their hair. So it's hard, I think, at first to get those people who are not from military backgrounds or their family members to understand that what an actual military haircut is. So it's always funny to see them trying to push the limits with sideburns and hair. And one of the big things is earrings, like for males. It's very common in our society today that men have earrings and stuff like that. I think they kind of got the ideal about that you can't have earrings when you're like in uniform, but it's kind of hard for them to take in when you can't have them even if you're not in uniform. So there's a couple of times where I've seen guys walking around and they have 2 or 3 earrings in their ear. And I was like, why do you think that that's okay? It's like, Sarge, I'm not in uniform. Having a chance for my squad to go out there and interact with each other, that was great. And obviously, Kona, Hawaii can't be beat. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, especially as a squad. You get a chance to go over there and participate, not only just to travel and the camaraderie that's built, but to participate in the event which we help support, the triathlon. We have done some very interesting, unique things in our squad as far as like dining ins and stuff of that nature, which is military and history, but it also gave a great opportunity for us to interact. The days vary. As AMT, is one of the privileges, I think, of the job is that you come in, you make sure that when the work needs to be done, you get it done. So your days can be very lucrative, meaning you can get a lot of things done and have some time to spend with family when time is available, or it can be very long days. And between their classes, if you need to make FaceTime with them, they come by and see you, or you come and see them. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, at least twice a week, either or, you teach commission education. And that is somewhat similar to just PME, known across the Air Force, professional military education. And that's a great opportunity. That's one of our biggest opportunities to actually interact with cadets. And we actually teach cadet cadre these skill sets. And then in turn, we sit back and monitor them on their leadership and their ability to teach others. I think that's probably one of the biggest successes that a person can have here as an AMT, is that you see someone from day zero, which is the day they arrive from basic training. If you're fortunate enough to see them actually graduate, it's almost watching your kid graduate. And one of the biggest things that I try to instill into my cadets is that I'm going to teach you to the best of my ability, because not knowing what tomorrow may hold, you may possibly be my supervisor. And having knowledge of that, I want you to be ready.